Hey, welcome back to the Apple and Orange line. Apple and Orange line. And today is an exciting day for me personally, and I think it's a neat day for this channel. Should be a fun video. Uh, for a couple weeks, I've been thinking about making a video on my MPC era Lionel train sets. I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and that's when the MPC era was in full swing, when Lionel was owned by General Mills. And honestly, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know it was a thing. I didn't know I had seen MPC on some websites, and I really didn't know what it meant. And then I kind of looked into it, and then I started searching for videos on MPC, and I found some good videos that really got me excited. Actually made me feel good about my trains, because I haven't used my trains. I haven't even seen them in a very long time, except for one train set I got out, and I put it around the Christmas tree a few years ago. But other than that, I haven't seen my trains. My parents passed away, but my dad, over the years, he would get the trains out. They were all in storage at my parents' house and packed away for 35 years. It's probably the last time I touched this box and saw this train. And I haven't opened the box yet. I got it out. I haven't looked at this train set. I haven't touched it. I haven't opened the box, but I just got it out. I decided to set up a table and set up a little track. I put together some track and got a transformer, and actually it's not that complicated, but I remembered how to wire it in. We used phone wire that we got from my uncle, worked for the phone company in Canada. We used to get these big bundles of phone wire. That's all the different, most people probably don't even know about it now because people don't have phones in their house, but there were different color-coded wires used in the telecommunication industry, and they would match those wires through a house or a building, and that's how they knew which line they were on. So they were different, like zebra stripes and different kinds of funny little color coding patterns. Anyway, so that's what I have on my transformer here. But this train set, I got this Lionel, New York Central, Empire State Express, steam engine, and the freight cars that go with it when I was 6 years old. We just moved into a new house. We had an HO layout that was on about a sheet of plywood, about 4x8. And we had that from before I was born. My dad had built it. My brother wasn't. I'm the youngest child in my family by quite a bit. And my older brother and certainly my sister weren't really that into it. And so when we moved into this new house, we had a big, huge basement, and we had a lot of room for trains. For Christmas, when I was 6, I was 5 when we moved in the house, and I turned 6 just after that. And so I think we moved in the summer, and I think it was at that first Christmas that I got this train set. And I was shocked. I was really surprised because we used to look at these trains at Frederick and Nelson's, was a department store in Seattle, and they had trains, and I think it was Frederick's that had the windows downtown Seattle where you'd put your hand on the glass, and there was a little handprint, and you'd put your little hand on there, and it would make the trains go. And they had all kinds of different trains. They had a lot of like LGB or whatever those G scale trains, the big ones, but they had Lionel, they had everything. I think they had HOs, and you could make different trains move and put your hand on the window. So I was always interested in that, and that's where Santa was, and Santa was in one of those windows, and we'd go see Santa. And we didn't live in Seattle, but we would go visit, and that's where we would go see Santa, was at Frederick and Nelson's, and then they had those trains, and that was my favorite part. Every time we went there at Christmas, that was my favorite part of the whole thing. I was making those trains go. And we had this little HO train set that was actually a pretty cool train set. But, I didn't really know what to do with it. And they were small, and they were kind of hard to, when you're little, and your little hands trying to get those on the track and everything. So I really didn't know how to operate it. And so all of a sudden, for Christmas, this was under the tree. And I was shocked because my dad and I, we would always, when my mom was shopping for clothes or something, we would always go to where the trains were and look at trains. And we'd always look at these, but they seemed too big and expensive. And And we'd look at the prices and stuff. They were, seemed very expensive at the time. And here I got this train set for Christmas, and I mean I was just shocked. And we set it up and we played with it on the floor in our living room by the tree, and it was there for probably 2 weeks. It was probably past New Year's, and then finally, I think we took it down into our basement, and we had a rec room, and it had just kind of this flat, low, very smooth carpet almost. And I think we set it up down there for a while, and then eventually my dad started building a layout. I helped, but I really didn't know anything about trains. My dad had an American Flyer 3-rail train when he was a kid, so I'm sure that was part of his motivation to start getting into Lionel, or get me into Lionel, was so he could play with them, and then he'd have a place to run his American Flyer. So, which I had never, at that point, I'd never seen his train before, but it was tucked away because it was special and we were kids and we would have probably destroyed it. So, and open up this train. I literally have not seen this in 35 years. And so this is going to be kind of interesting. Okay, so this is going to be kind of exciting, kind of interesting. I don't think I've seen this certainly since I graduated from high school. So it's been about 35 years. And I think that it's probably been longer. I think we probably put the trains away when I was probably in high school, but my dad would get these out every few years at least and run them. Even in recent years, before he died, he would get all the trains out, or one at a time. He'd set up a little track, and he would just kind of run them and see if they worked. And he sent some off to be repaired. But I'm looking at the box here, and it says 1976. Is the year on the box. Fund Dimensions, copyright Fund Dimensions, General Mills Fund Group Incorporated, 1976. There's also a number on here, 70-1665-202, whatever that means. But maybe this first ran in 1970. But I just noticed the price tag from Frederick and Nelson's is on here, and it's $275. You can see that down in the corner there. And I just set up some track. I just set up a little bit of track here on this plywood table. And I can't look yet. Anyway, to run these trains. So I set up a track and a little transformer. I think that one came with my Milwaukee Road set that we'll preview in coming days, maybe tomorrow or on the next video. But so the track was 65 cents per segment of the tubular track at Frederick and Nelson's, and we had some from Ralph's. And I don't remember what Ralph's was, kind of like a variety store, I think. I can't remember where Ralph's was in Canada, I think. I think Ralph's was maybe up in Canada. Anyway, so here's how to build a great railroad Lionel accessories. Okay, so that's pretty cool. We could do a video on that. And then I've got all sorts of different things. I've got a lot of things my dad, he and I love this engine. He just always talked about this engine. It's big and heavy, and it's a Hudson 464, I guess. We'll find out because I don't remember. But he printed out stuff online on how to maintain it, and he took. I know there was one engine I think that he pulled out that wasn't working right, so he sent it off somewhere and had it repaired and all that. So what should we start with? The Caboose? Work our way forward. So this is the New York Central. It's a P&E 9174 Road to the Future bay window Caboose. And the box is like new. It's never been opened. New York City bay window Caboose 6-9174. See if I can even figure out how to get in here. There we go. Okay, here we go. It was just a little stiff from the being packed in here. I honestly don't know. I don't know how long this has been in there, but it may have been in there for 35 years. I don't know if he ever took these out. But this is a lighted Caboose, and it's got See if it says anything on here. No. So here's the Caboose, and it's looks and smells brand new. So it's got a automatic coupler there. I'm trying to remember some things. I don't know if I remember the right words. Automatic coupler, I guess. Electromagnetic coupler or something. I don't know what you call those, but I know what it is. I know what it does. I don't have a track. I didn't put a track in here to operate it. So I just set up a little oval shaped track here. You'll see it in a minute. And so let's see, on the way this train was set up here, the Sunoco Tank Car would be next. That's this one right here. So that's the Sunoco Tank Car 6-9159. And it's not packed in here nearly as tight as the Caboose was. So I always thought this was a cool car, the shiny tank car. So this was one of my favorites for sure. I could say that about a lot of them. So it's got automatic couplers under there, and Sunoco Sun Oil Company. It's got pretty nice graphics on there too. They're only hard to read because it's so shiny. So, okay. And then the next car will be the Southern Hopper. And I think it says Big John on there. Yep, Big John on the Southern Hopper. And that is a Southern Covered Hopper 6-9266. So we'll see if we can get it out of here. It doesn't want to roll out, so that's probably a good thing. All right, so I always thought this was a pretty cool looking car too. I think the doors open, don't they? No, oh yeah, they do. Yeah, those open. I'm surprised. I probably filled it with sugar when I was 7 years old. See if there's any ants in there. Anyway, that's awesome. So there's the Southern 9266. It's got Big John, Southern, got the number, Lionel. It's got all the weights on there. It's only my camera isn't focusing on it very well, but I can read the weights on there. The cubic feet, load limit 122,000. So let's take a quick close-up of the ends there. All those doors open. They're probably called ports or something that I don't know. And then, so it's pretty cool. Underneath, I don't know if those ones open. So that's the Southern. Ooh, that one opened and it doesn't want to close. I kind of slipped out of its hinge a little bit. Okay, we're good. So yeah, I don't remember ever breaking anything. I'll probably change that right now. Okay, so then we've got the next one is going to be this New York Central cattle car. You know, I think I used to have little plastic cows, and maybe they came with it. I don't know. We're gonna find out. All right. Slides right out of there. You know, these are pretty nice cars with, honestly, pretty nice detail for for the Era, because the quality and the detail, I would say, of the MPC Era wasn't necessarily as good as it is now on the higher end stuff, but so that, I'll turn around and check that door there. They slide open. Yep, he's okay. So, yep, those slide open, and these ones here slide open, so the cows can have a little fresh air, which I imagine if you're packed in here with a bunch of other cows, you'd probably need as much fresh air as you could get. And it's got slats all the way down the sides, so lots of airflow in there for the cows. And the cattle, I should say, because some of them are probably bulls. And then over here we've got the automatic couplers underneath, and the detail there is pretty decent, and there's a ladder there on the end. And here's a brake and another ladder on this end, so it's all pretty good. So one more, and then we get to the really interesting part. We've got the Great Northern Boxcar 9772, 6-9772. Now, I don't know what that 6 means, if that means 76 or what that means. But again, this is a pretty nice boxcar here. Just going to fold this up here so it doesn't take up too much space here. So here's the Great Northern 9772, and that door should slide open there. This one over here slides open. You can see me through there. And then the Great Northern. It's cool to see that logo. Then on this side, we've got just a ladder there on the end, and a brake and a ladder on this end, and same thing on that side, and automatic couplers. So one thing, you know, this set did not come with a transformer or track. And at $275 back then, that was pretty expensive. So that was probably an indication that this was a good set, because they didn't throw in the extra stuff. It's just an opportunity to sell parents more stuff, which they sold a lot of that. And mine bought a lot of it. So here we have the coal car, as I always called it, or officially in the railroad world, it's a tender. And this is, doesn't say anything on there what it is, but we know what it is. It's the New York Central Empire State Express tender. So it's pretty standard. Here's the aft side. Here's the front. It's got the connector for the locomotive. And does this have... Yep, that's got an automatic coupler too. So it's got pretty nice trucks under there. There you can see under there. So now, here's the exciting part, the 464 steam engine. This is 6-8600. Ooh, that's heavy. I knew this was heavy, but that's heavy. Like, this is heavy. You know, I pulled out my Milwaukee Road a couple of years ago, and that steam engine, we'll review that next, but that steam engine was heavier than I remembered it. This one I wonder how much this weighs. Die-cast metal engine, electronic mighty sound of steam, transformer controlled forward neutral, reverse headlight, and smoke. For ages 8 to adult. I don't know if I was 8 when I got this, but I was close enough. Okay, so wow, this is exciting. It smells good. It smells like a Lionel. Wow. That's heavy. This is really heavy. I'm not even sure how to hold it to show it. That is a good looking train right there. That is a nice looking locomotive. There's 4, 6, and 4. This is heavy. Like, this is actually, I like this one. It has the green lights on there. So I'm not gonna handle it too much more. See if I can get some good light in there. There we go. So before I think I want to get this set up, I'll just try to tilt it this way, see if we can get some good light to show the top there. So it's got a sticker on there. I think a couple of them had stickers on them. The one I pulled out before, I think it had a sticker on it too, which that may have been because they were sent off. My dad may have sent them off for service. I hope I'm not bending anything there. That's why I think I'm just going to go ahead and get these set up on the track and we'll run them. We'll run this set and we'll check that out. Okay, so the moment of truth is here. And the funny part is I've been thinking through this whole process, you know, these are machines and these are moving parts that have been sitting for a long time. And so I never know don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to go ahead and turn this on and we'll find out together. Is it plugged in? Let's see. Okay. Nothing. Well, I see a light on. The lights are on, but nobody's home. Oh, you know what? I don't know about that switch. I forget. That's the other thing. I don't remember everything. Let's... Okay, well. So the light is on, barely. That's interesting. I kind of hear a noise in there, but that makes me wonder. The other thing, oh, okay, now I know. What does that mean? I remember this thing would do that when I was a kid. So it just did that click thing where it like tripped. I'm going to unplug it. Okay, well, we'll come back to that one. I don't know what to... Oh, I see. The track came apart. Hey, thanks for watching my attempt at running my New York Central Empire State Express freight train with the 464, was it a 464 steam engine. And unfortunately thus far hasn't quite worked out the way I hoped, but it still may. So if you have any suggestions, please leave a comment. Please leave any comments you want or any questions you want to ask about the set. I'll see if I can answer them. And if you like this content, please give it a like and subscribe. And I'm going to be doing more videos on these trains, but then I'll be doing more going forward on both real trains, local electric trolleys, and I'll be doing a train layout for sure now. There's no question about it. This is fun. So I'm glad I did this. So I'm going to set this onto a little side track I set up here. And then I'm going to get the next train and do the next video on the Milwaukee Road passenger train. Thanks for tuning in on the Apple and Orange line.